everyone, it's Mrs. P. I am finally here to do my monthly check-in for the month of May so we can find out how much we were able to put toward our snowball and do a final update with the debt at the end of May. So I am going to go ahead, we'll do the check-in first, see how much, where we came out with the budget. Then I'll do like the breakdown of the expenses we spent on gas and groceries and things like that. And then we'll get into the debt. So even though we were not able to put as much toward the snowball as I wanted to, we were still able to put more than we had budgeted. So let's go ahead. I'm going to zoom you in and we will get started. Okay. All right. So our rollover came in under what we had anticipated, and that was because of that fraudulent charge that I had from, it was some kind of continuing education in nursing school, which I am not even thinking about changing careers. All right, so that was $773.61. My husband's paycheck came in just over $1,000 at $1,005.36. Other, okay, so other was what I was expecting to come in. I was expecting a bonus to come in, and it did come in, and I was expecting an additional $50 from something. I can't even remember. Guys, I was looking at my draft, and I was looking at the numbers. I was like, I don't know what any of this is, but I will go ahead and say that my bonus did come in at $472.56, which was less than I had thought, but they took out retirement and all the things from the bonus. So it was actually like $671, and by the time all was said and done, that's what I came home with. All right, so let's see here. And it's not actually a bonus. That's not the correct way to describe that. It's actually a supplemental payment that our county gives for teachers. So it's broken up into 2 payments a year, or the school year. We got one, I think, in December, and the other one came in May. And that's just a supplement that our county pays to help, you know, with teacher salaries. All right, so then we also got, my husband had made a little bit of extra money, and we got the refund from that charge, that fraudulent charge. So I'm going to go ahead and put other, and I was not anticipating anything else, but it was $373.48. So our total actual income was $2,625.01, which was much better than what we thought. So I'm happy with that. All right, so Peacock came out for $213. Verizon came out for $555.87. And I know that looks like a lot of money going to phones, but we have 7 lines on there, 2 watches. The only thing we pay for is 2 phones and 3 phones and 1 watch. Everybody else pays their portion of the bill. All right, Google, $2.99. Apple Storage, $9.99. YouTube came out $24.60. And Mr. P Hobby came out $48.51. And so our expenses and bills was $644.09, leaving us with $1980.92. All right, so then I'm going to move down to our sinking funds, month ahead savings challenges. Let me move this total down. Everything came out as expected. Nothing more, nothing less. So this stayed at $433, leaving us with $1,547.92. Okay. All right, now to our variable expenses. Let me move that total up here, $1,547.92. All right, so we took out $150 for groceries, $20 for pets, $20 for household, $35 for Mr. P, $60 for Mrs. P, $20 for Miss P. Eating out, we did have a tiny little eat out expense, $13.52. Gas was $60, and an unbudgeted expense, $26.05. And what this was is the soccer banquet that we had. My daughter's in 8th grade. This was her last year playing middle school soccer, and me and another mom went in together and bought a gift certificate for the coach and his wife. We just said, you know, if we go 25 each, then that would be 50, and then we split the card. So that's that. And so I'm not, you know, upset about that. I like to be able to, you know, it wasn't even a lot, but, you know, give him something for all his hard work, and he's been a fabulous coach. So anyway, this, and his wife is the photographer, so she does all the pictures for the team, and she gets some really good shots, and she's very generous with those pictures. All right, so that section added up to be $404.57, leaving us with $1,143.35. Okay, so now we can move that to the debt section. And we paid John Deere, which was $403.15. We paid the student loan, which I am now on the auto payment. I was just paying $500, you know, straight across the board, but with auto payment, they take out exactly what is owed, and so I'm just going to leave it like that. $497.82. They say we save with interest doing that, so if I can save some money, that's great. All right, so this is where we find out how much we're able to put towards the sinking, or to the snowball. All right, so we had $1,143.35. Take out the $403.15 and the $497.82, and we were left with $242.38. So that's over double what we thought we were going to be able to put toward the snowball. So I'm very happy with that. $242, and I didn't put any change to it. I just did the straight $242, which left us with 38 cents, like a rollover buffer for our account, which, you know, isn't much, but that's what the plan is once the month ends, is whatever is left goes to debt. So that's why we roll over week to week, and then at the end of the month, that's when we do our zero-based budget, which is technically not zero, but 38 cents, you know, that's pretty good. All right, so that's that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the check-in for our monthly expenses. I know people are kind of curious about these expenses, so I don't mind sharing. Let me go ahead and put in what we spent that last week of May. So for groceries, we went to Walmart, and I spent $139. Pet supplies, I did purchase pet supplies at Walmart, and I spent $15. Let's see here, and two more expenses. Gas right here, $5.23. I got gas at Walmart for, let me move that up, $45. And I've 13, okay, let me put my eating out here. That was on the 23rd as well, and that was at the pizza buffet. We actually, was the night of the banquet. My husband and I ate there. We had, the buffet is a local owned shop or restaurant, and they have these little cards with little punches, and we had one punch left. So once we bought one buffet, we got the second one free. So that was why it was only $13.52. And then unbudgeted, I'm going to put that here, and that was for the gift card, and that was $26.05. And I have not tallied any of this up, so I'm going to have to do that on camera. All right, 76, 64. See, sometimes I put the change, and sometimes I don't. I guess there's no rhyme or reason to how how I what do you call it? Not document. I don't know. I don't know what word I'm looking for. Okay, so on groceries, we spent $516.01. And everything that was left over from the $600 we budgeted went into our Sam's envelope. And today I'm filming on Saturday. And I did go to Sam's yesterday and I spent the money from that envelope. And we filled our freezer full of meat, which is great. All right, so this is, whoops. The calculator, let me zoom out just a little bit. Maybe y'all can see it. It still wobbles and it makes that awful noise. And I'm kind of, like when I watch the video, it sounds like I like slam the buttons, but I'm really gentle. It just sounds like I'm rough with it. So 80-32, which is pretty, you know, right on the money of what we budget each month for pets. So that's pretty good. All right, household, 10-33 and 35, 45-33. Eating out, let's see how much we spent on eating out this month. And we did have, let's see here, 22.88, 70.08, 40.97, and 13.52. 147.45. Not bad. That's pretty good. All right, gas. Let's see what we spent on gas. We have 50. It's driving me crazy. 44, 30, and 45. 209. 209. Okay, and then unbudgeted, 20, 50, 47. I'm glad that I got refunded for that one charge. It has been a pain to get my cards, you know, reloaded on all of the things that come automatically out of the account, but you know, that's just the time we live in. All right, so unbudgeted ended up being $156.06, which is not bad. I wish it was zero, but that is what it is. Okay, so that is our check-in for how much we spent on groceries and gas and all of the things for our family. So now we will get into the fun part, the debt update. So I'm going to put this off to the side. And let me zoom out a little bit. All right, so our overall debt picture. So we are working on May. The last I checked in was April. And we had got our debt down to $48,497.34. And somebody had asked if there was a way, and I never even thought about it, but I'm really glad they suggested it. I'm trying to get my draft ready so I can see it. Somebody suggested that I put somewhere in this picture what we started with at the beginning of January. So that way we could kind of track our progress throughout the year. And I thought that was a fantastic idea. All right, so we are working with May. And so let's see here. So in January, when I did our debt confession, we had $57,928.90 worth of debt. It actually, when I did the debt confession, it was a little bit less than this, and that's because I had not added the orthodontist debt into the amount because I was putting it as a bill instead of debt. But when I moved that over, that includes that now, and so that was what we started with as far as debt goes. And as of last month, we had gotten down to $48,497.34, which is crazy good. I'm just ecstatic that we're still making progress every month. It may be slow and steady, but it's progress. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We start with the Xbox. This is 0% interest. It was like a payment plan. And so the payments are $38.41. So the new balance is $153.43. We are just going to let this one pay itself off. I've gone back and forth on whether I should just go ahead and make this the snowball once I'm finished with the other, just to get rid of this and have that free up that $38. I'm just back and forth on it all. I don't know what to do. I think I'm just going to leave it alone and start tackling some of those 0% credit cards that we need to get rid of before the interest accrues next year. All right, so Discover is still good. No new charges there. All right, and Credit Union, that was the last one we paid off. Credit Union. I was so happy to get that one done. All right, so Barclay is the one we're working on. I was able, with the snowball and the regular payment, I was able to make a $318.63 payment. Now, when I checked this balance, the interest, it's like a 8.99% interest, had not been added on yet. So this number may be different from when I do the debt next month, but I plan on paying this card off at sometime in June. All right, so the new balance is $234.08, which is actually probably about $6 more than that. It's probably around $240. But the interest hasn't been added, and I'm just going to leave it at what it says online right now. So that means it has a difference as of right now of $318.63. So you can see my goal was to get this paid off before summer break, but that didn't happen. But we still have, you know, time to get it paid off in the month of June. And I'm really excited about that. So any extra money I get, I'm going to just throw it at this. So you will see me paying extra money toward Barclay to get it going. All right. So Citibank is, the balance is, or the payment was $20. And it brought it down to $1653.37. And that is a difference of $20. So that one will probably be our next snowball card right here, because that one is the next one, even though it's 0%, it's the next smallest debt that we have that will accrue interest eventually. So Citibank, once we get Barclay paid off, then that's what we'll focus on. All right, Uplift, let's see here. I paid a regular payment of $156.75. This is also like a payment plan. It's 0% interest, so everything goes toward the balance. So now we are at $1,097.35, which that's a difference of the actual payment. Ortho made a payment of $88, and that brought the balance under $1,000. So we got $994.30, and I'll be happy when this one's gone also. All right, John Deere. This is the big payment that we pay every month. I am so glad when I will be so glad when this one is gone. This one has been like paying an extra car payment. Okay, so the new balance is $2,851.38. That was a difference of $396.15. Wells Fargo, again, that's a credit card that's got a bunch of like balance transfers on it. The monthly payment is, the minimum payment is $75. I paid that. It brought the balance down to $6,545.50, which was a difference of $75. This one, after we get the Citibank paid off, this is the one that we really have to focus on. And I'm anticipating that about the time that we're able to start working on this debt is when we won't have the John Deere, we won't have the Uplift, and we won't have the Xbox. So we'll have extra money to throw at this one. All right. And if for some reason this card is still hanging around when the interest is about to come back to us, I will look for another 0% interest credit card to transfer this balance to, because I do not want all of that interest to go back to this amount. Because even the transfer fee will be less than the interest that would have been accrued. Okay, so car, I made the regular $4.99 payment. Left us with $13,854.29. I'll be glad when this one's under $10,000. It seems like when car, because I've had them paid off before, and it's like once you hit under $10,000, it goes really fast. All right, so that's a difference of $445.38. And somebody had asked me, because this comes directly out of my pay, but even before I even see my paycheck. And since I don't get paid in June or July, the end of June, the end of July, they asked how I manage this car payment, and I just manually make the payment to the bank. All right, truck, $470. And that left a balance of $19,168.70, which was a difference of $406.62. Okay, so our previous balance was at $48,497.34. We made a total of $2,068.94 in payments. All right, our new balance, well, actually, our new balance loses a little bit to interest, but that's okay because it wasn't much. $46,552.40. Yay! All right, so that's a difference of $1,944.94, and I did calculate that, and $124 is what we lost to interest. I am sure that interest for the Barclay card will be about $6, so that'll be probably around $130 when everything clears and works itself out. So if I take, let's see here, this total beginning balance that we started with in January and subtract where we are now with the $46,000, that means we have paid a total of $11,376.50 towards debt, which is amazing. I love that number. It's huge, and I did the calculations, and that's actually 19.6% of our debt is gone just since January. That's 5 months that we've been working on these debts. Now, we did start our debt journey in January of 2023, but because I wasn't filming then and I didn't document everything and keep track and records, that was the word I was trying to find earlier. In my brain, it wouldn't come out. But this is what I'm going to go with for now. And if I'm going to be completely honest, this is not our total debt. This is our consumer with cars, credit cards, and things like that. But we also have student loans, and I am paying those. I'm just not tracking them, and it's because it's just too much. I like to see these numbers here, and eventually when these numbers are gone, I will work on the student debt, and I will share all that with you. I'm not trying to hide it or anything. It's just too much. You know, I just need to have a smaller chunk to work on now, and then I'll go to the bigger chunk. So anyway, that is that. I was happy to finally get this finished and calculated so I could share it with you. But I'm really proud of ourselves. I mean, we are still living life and doing things that normal families do. We just have debt, and we are still focused on paying that debt. It just is going slower than it would if we were just completely gazelle intense. But, you know, I treasure life and spending time with family and doing things with family. So I'm not going to cut out all the fun stuff. We've tried that before, and it gets pretty miserable. You feel really poor when you just go to work and home, work and home. And not that there's anything wrong with being poor, but it's a depressing feeling when you feel like you can't do things. And we've actually been there. We've had so much debt and so much going out and not enough coming in that, you know, that was a huge eye-opener for us. So anyway, I am happy to share those numbers with you finally, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.